Subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss another update from India Forums.
So हम कुछ भी लिख के लाते थे, वैभव बोलता था it's shit. Then once he okays, then you go to Naveen and then he says it's still shit.
I love the first line. साल में होते 52 हफ्ते ऐसे ऐसे डैश डैश को दूर से नमस्ते.
That's आगे पीछे, right?
Yeah.
I try and find better scripts and better roles here.
I can never ever forget that I've actually understood, creatively how to jam with writers on a TV set.
अगर 2015 में somehow आपने नहीं सोचा कि मैं अपनी जॉब छोड़ के स्टार्टअप सोचूं, तो आपने पिक्चर्स नहीं देखा था, which is a rather given, and you've not been hit by the wave. That's what I'm assuming. And now 7 years later, which basically meant kids becoming from being a teenager to being an adulthood, we are back with a new season. We have the OG Pitchers gang with us. Thank you guys, thank you and welcome to India Forums.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right away, starting with Arunabh, the man himself. Getting into this headspace, when you made Pitchers, obviously I don't think anybody can envision कि तू बियर है जैसी line iconic हो जाएगी. Nobody can really put a name to that, put a tag to that. But now you are responsible for not just this but so many other iconic lines and stuff, right? So now that you go back to this space when you're putting up a new season, do you have that pressure and need to cater to that popularity, और आप अपनी organic storyline में ही ज़्यादा focus रखते हैं?
No, I think first of all, तो यार it is thanks to the amazing founding team, brothers and sisters in arms, and all the people behind in front of the show who have led to so much of love and support that we have. In terms of, yes, I think Pitchers was planned to be the first series from us. It ended up becoming the second. That's another thing, but it was also one of the first stories that I thought of. So it does, and as an entrepreneur myself, it does have a little bit of a more connection personally for me. So yes, it adds to, generally I was just telling that I am a very detached person when it comes to work, but this might be the one which is where I think, I also feel a little bit jittery. And the second part is that it is somewhere you feel कि season 1 ऐसा हो गया ना, like you defined कि childhood to adulthood, तो है ना, how this transition, बोलते हैं ना कि अरे he hasn't aged well, or he has, so I think that is one thing which I am a little bit wary of. It's also after a lot of time I have done a little bit more work behind the scene.
Right.
And Vaibhav, who was the captain of the ship and he's the director, I was supporting him, I was the vice captain with him. And he's a very, very, I must say that he has always been very strict with our, जब वो आया भी था तो he used to be very कि अरे ये क्या कर रहे हैं, and that's the reason that he has pushed us. So after a point we decided we'll just do our best within the time and resource. We'll fight amongst ourselves. We have fought many times, sometimes literally almost physically also. That so हम कुछ भी लिख के लाते थे, वैभव बोलता था it's shit, and फिर हम वापस मेहनत करके लाते थे, बोलते थे वैभव लगा रहे यार, maybe it is just below mediocrity, maybe, and the ease with which he gives these feedback is also very and
very nonchalantly,
then once he okays, then you go to Naveen and then he says it's still shit. So thanks to having such people in the room who push you so much, we hope that at least we have tried to do our best.
Absolutely.
And rest I think Vaibhav can say, because he was the DOP, the music, the designer in season 1. Then he's doing everything on season 2.
Yes.
So we hope, I think.
Regarding the iconic lines, being part of the internet culture, we're very aware of meme-worthy moments and punchlines that make it to the comment section. So we did not want to disappoint the fans, and we kept a healthy dose of that. But we did not sacrifice the story at all. We made sure that it's a very strong and believable story.
Absolutely, and that literally brings me to you again. You've been, as he mentioned, you did pretty much all the other things apart from direction, I guess, in season 1, and you've been the music man for TVF. I know that because I love your songs in all TVF shows, and I've followed you. But when it comes to direction, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you've probably done a couple of projects, but I think this is your first TVF direction project.
No, I've directed things for TVF, but not such a long form.
Not such a long format.
Yeah.
Right. So how does that feel? You know, like, is it like a self-development for you, in the sense that where you have been attached to the team for the longest time, and then you are now into this space?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like I had spent a long time preparing for this. So I had to not disappoint myself and others, because I had been like very vocal about pointing out stuff in other people's projects. So now it's my turn. So now I'm on the line and on the grill. And apart from that, it was very gratifying as a director. And I'm very thankful for the opportunity, because I knew that TVF would be the place where, when I left home and I came here and I joined this company, this would be the place where I would get to make the kind of stuff I want to make.
Right.
So and I knew that day would eventually come, so I did not rush it, but I'm glad it's finally happening.
Fair enough. And I have to say, Dungeon Master theme is one of my favorites.
Hey.
I love the first line. साल में होते 52 हफ्ते ऐसे ऐसे dash dash को दूर से नमस्ते.
You have to watch out for some new themes.
That's
of
आगे
new
पीछे, right?
characters.
Yeah, no. ऐसे वैसे
Bounce.
dash dash को दूर से नमस्ते. I love that line. You've pretty much lately become the poster boy, in the good sense I'm saying, for TVF, because obviously, I mean, everybody sort of related to Sumit Vyas a lot more, because he was the poster boy, and you obviously have become for all the right reasons. But my question to you is, because you mentioned how content and drives you. It's always the content. I think it drives pretty much every other actor. But I want to ask you that, your best work has come from TVF. Of course, you have done some great shows and great performances, but probably the most adulation has come from here. How does that play a role when you select other scripts?
See, with TVF, I think now to I just trust their instincts,
Yeah.
So it's so I don't. I'm lucky I got those scripts.
Yeah.
I didn't really choose those things. They came to me. Beach mein se nothing else came to me. I mean, I guess I would have chosen those scripts also, but they came to me. So
Yeah.
the other things that I have to choose, they're only. I mean, those things are on me. So I try and find better scripts and better roles here.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I do not compare it to the things that I've done with the Viral Fever. But and in fact, I try to find things which are absolutely unlike
Correct.
what.
Which I guess Breathe Season 2 was a good example of
Yeah.
that.
I
Very
try to
different.
do that because so that I also get to explore different sides of myself, So, but there's no process here. There's if I read something and I like it, I go for it. And if it's something which has not been done before, that's always attractive. Yeah.
Correct. Fantastic. Ridhi, of course, as we mentioned, and everybody knows, you've been on television, you've been in the industry for the longest time, and you've done some, in the best way, you've had some great experience, you've done some fabulous work, and probably your best work has come out creatively, in the last few years, as one probably mentions it. Do you feel that web has become your calling, in the sense that it lets your creative juices outflowing, as opposed to being in an industry or in a medium which was a lot more monotonous in its sense?
I owe everything I know to television. I learned everything on every set of the television shows that I did. That's really, a lot of times these conversations are had about this medium is better than that medium, but I feel it's all about you and how diligent are you. Like, I go on a set, I was a student on my first show and I'm still a student. I was asking stupid questions back then for my character. I'm asking the same stupid questions now, because I think it's how much you take your work seriously.
Correct.
So I really, whatever I know, I've learned. Television has been a great learning ground for me. So I can never ever discount that. I can never ever forget that I've actually understood, creatively how to jam with writers on a TV set, how to make a scene better. How to, of course, you have limitations, you have the edit pattern, you have the, once we finish, there's the background music that comes in, and it used to happen that like, oh no, that's not what I did. I mean, but I'm just saying that I would not like to say that OTT is my calling. I'm an actor, so wherever you put me, my intention and my agenda is to add value to whatever I'm given.
Right.
And that's the geek in me. Like, I want to be on a set. If it's a film, if it's a TV director, I'll follow him. I'll be like, what is he doing? What is he telling the light man? What is he talking to that guy? What is he thinking? Why is he put it this way? how I've always approached my work. And I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just that now, earlier there was just me and probably one more person thinking like that on a set.
Yeah.
Now I'm a part of teams that work like that.
Right.
So it just makes it easier for me, you know, it just makes it more fun for me because
Yes.
now I'm part of, you know, a whole crew which is sort of talking the same language.
Perfect.
So-
That's correct, right. And you know, interestingly, we were talking about this at the trailer launch yesterday as well. You know, when you do a show like this, I think even Cubicles, which was another TVF show where you're talking about the corporate world, you know the jargons and stuff, but you don't really know what else is going on. So I think you were playing a venture capitalist, you
Yes,
mentioned.
yes.
How did you, I mean, I'm sure it was pretty much in the written material,
Right.
but what was your, you know, how did you prepare for it in your own way?
I did. I mean, my preparation was definitely, like I said, asking stupid questions, like asking questions, just talking. I mean, I've spoken to Vaibhav so much about, you know, this I don't feel this is right. What do you think about this? I'm not sure. This is what I think. These are my notes. And he's like, wow, you've really prepped. You are really thinking. And
Nice.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. Yeah. You know, like long voice notes and long, you know, almost, you know, messages. So I did that, and you know, basically I just was like running my brain onto how to do this and to understand what they have. I wanted to know as much as I could from them because we are not really going into an office. We're not really doing a startup.
Correct.
It's a story, and there's, you know, the difficult terminologies that I use are in context to a story being told. So it's important to understand what are the emotions of the character while she's saying these technical things. Not really what is the meaning. Of course, you need to know what it is. But if you ask me today, I don't remember anything.
Of
For
course.
that moment, I know what I was saying. Now I don't know what I was saying. Arunabh knows a lot of people in the startup, you know, in the entrepreneur world, and all the people who are doing really well, and all the sharks. So I spoke to a couple of them, and you know, I tried to gather the woman's perspective, the woman's point of view. So I tried to scratch as much as, you know, I could, like whatever I could, you know, sort of get out that I was not getting on the surface. I tried my best to do that, and you know, create something that, you know, like you get something and you water the plant and you get a flower out of it. I was trying to do that.
Perfect. That makes sense. Fantastic. It was perfect. And that is perfectly fit. Thank you so much, guys. I think it goes without saying everybody is excited. Everybody is waiting. There's expectations, but there was also a lot of excitement, as I mentioned. And I'm always sure, always optimistic it's going to live up to it. Thank you so much, guys. It was such a pleasure talking to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kunal.
Thank you.